Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another Masters 25 draft. Just very much enjoying this set and sharing more drafts with you. Hopefully, the additional content these weeks you enjoy. Hopefully, it's not like overloading the format. But more importantly, let's look at our pack. So, I love starting off with a Kindle, but Lightning Bolt's just better than Kindle, so we're definitely going to probably take that over Pact of Negation. I actually don't mind Pact of Negation, but I have to be in blue already. If I were in real life, I'd be taking it because it's worth a couple bucks. And the rest of our pack is okay. I like Treasure Keeper in this format. Diabolic Edict has decks where it's good, and we have some, I don't know, some cyclers here and some more cyclers and some prophetic prisms, but lightning bolt is a good way to start a draft, and we're not passing up on much. Unfortunately, no busted rare here for us, but we'll take what we can get. And I very often don't pass up on lightning bolts. Following up lightning bolt, there are lots of good red cards in Zada, Hordeling Outburst, Enthralling Victor, and Frenzied Goblin, but Decree of Justice is a beating. I've seen this card come up a lot, but haven't actually ever played with it myself. And it just seems like it's going to be fantastic here. So you can either dump a bunch of mana into it, 6 mana to make an angel, 8 mana to make 2 angels. More often, I think you cycle it and make an army of 1/1s. But the card is very high power, and it is probably better than all of these red cards. Although I love me a Zadahedron Grinder, and I could really force it since this is a Phantom draft. But I'm going to take the more powerful card in Decree and just keep moving along with that. Following up, Blue Sun Zenith, triple blue card to round out our stuff here. We've got not really too much I'm excited about in this pack. Neither of these are forcing a color for me. I could take Path of Peace. Regardless of what happens here, I'm probably taking just a removal spell. Timberback Wolf's fine, but we just played white-green, so let's play something else. Will-o'-the-Wisp is annoying, but not that great. Chartooth Cougar, Disfigure, Path of Peace, these are all fine cards. Path of Peace is the removal spell that's most on color with what we have here, although I do think Decree is a very splashable card. Yeah, I'd probably just take Path of Peace here. Clear the way, keep all the creatures, just play the role of like a red-white control deck, which doesn't sound like a thing, but I assure you it is. Follow up with a Hordeling Outburst. This card's very good. Hopefully I will Zada. I don't think I will, although there were a lot of good red cards in that pack, so I would not mind it. Noble Templar, Jackal Pup, these are fine cards. White Mane Lion, I'm probably a little bit too attached to. I forget who you are, but the person who commented that I've been taking White Lane Lions a little bit too highly, I actually agree with you at this point. This card comes around late, and it's not at its best in a deck like this. Other than that, I'm not passing up on much. I haven't played with or against this Genju at all, but I'm not specking on it here. Red-white is a strong deck, so I'm fine taking red-white cards. Could also just force the Horseshoe Crab deck, but you got to get paid off for that. Savannah Lions, I guess, is my pick here. It's blanked pretty easy, but I don't really want Trumpet Blast at this point. I do have 2 token makers, so Trumpet Blast looks okay, but you can usually get Trumpet Blast late too. And I don't know why Cinderstorm's in this format. This could have just been like Lava Axe, and it would have been actually playable in the format. Active Heroism I don't love too much. Yeah, let's just go wide here. Ooh, Boros Charm is great. I don't actually ever get to play Boros Charm because I'm never in Boros. Boros Charm is a fantastic card. Kavu Predator is really strong with Path of Peace. Like, it turns into a Colossal Dreadmaw. I had 2 of these in a draft with Swords of Plowshares and Path of Peace, and that was sweet. Also played it against a person with Zulaport Cutthroat, which actually makes this pretty big too. But Boros Charm is my pick. 4 damage burn spell is not bad, even though a lot of times you'll use it to give your creatures indestructible or something along those lines. If I will Zada, this can also give my entire team double strike for 2 mana. I'm not anticipating wielding Zada, but I think I like that card significantly more than most people. I just like the card. I'm not saying it's an insanely strong card or anything, because I mention it every time we draft this set, but I just happen to like the card. Animar, what in the world? Well, as much as I want to take Animar here, blue-green is not going to cut it with what I have. And I think I have enough in red and white that I kind of want to stick to my colors here. Like, this is a fine start. I'm not going to derail for this. I'm going to pick up Squadron Hawk, which is true to pretty much every draft video, is that I end up taking a Squadron Hawk. At some point, I have to take a second one over something really good, and then I just never get a third one. But Squadron Hawk's good in these sorts of decks. Lunarch Mantle I keep seeing people playing, and I really hate this card, but there are times where it's good. Maybe Noble Templar. Active Treason's actually not even bad. Balduvian Horde's fine. I think this deck probably wants Active Treason more than Noble Templar. Yeah, I'm not usually big on Active Treason, but I'll take it. Same for Goblin War Drums. This I've seen this card be good. Currently have, if I count these as creatures, currently only have 4 creatures to 4 spells. But Noble Templar is replaceable in this sort of deck. I'll take Goblin War Drums. It's less likely I get this if I want it than another Noble Templar. And unfortunately, no Zada is coming back here. Oh, I guess the pack coming up is the one that would have Zada in it. But there were also a lot of good red cards, so I'll probably get something out of that pack. There was a Hordeling Outburst, too. Hordeling Outburst should not wheel in a draft, I don't think. All right. I mean, this is a good sign. So, really put myself to the test here. What do I want? Currently, the only card that works with Zada is Boros Charm, and you can pick up more cards, but again, green-red is where you really want it. I'm probably just taking Hordeling Outburst and just getting destroyed by things. All right, sorry, Zada. I am very sorry. God's Willing, Chartooth Cougar, or Active Heroism. I'm going to go and pick up Cougar here, I think. Having passed on Zada, I'm less interested in these 2 tricks. I want to make sure my mana works out. I do like Chartooth Cougar a little bit more than Noble Templar in this sort of deck, and we get one anyway. So, Congregate is good against us, probably not good for us. Here, Cinderstorm's not happening, so I'll take a Disenchant for the sideboard, and a Disenchant for the sideboard, and a Disenchant for the sideboard. This seems like a good start coming out of pack 1. Red seems very open. Wheeling a Hordeling Outburst and Zada Hedron Grinder is a good sign for us. White seems less open, and I'll keep an eye out for these Squadron Hawks. I'll probably pick them pretty highly too, but we have 2 really good removal spells. We have a good late game finisher if that's what we end up doing, and we have, you know, some pretty strong cards. Isan Shade, unfortunately, never see the light of day in this format, or at least I've yet to see it get played. Looks like pack 2 opening up is going to be much worse for us. I'm not as interested in Geist of the Moors because I am playing 2 double red cards already, and a double white card always messes that up. But I also have just the 2 Cycler, so it's not that big of a deal. Soulbright Flamekin I could take just as a 2-mana creature. You do want a good amount of those, especially if you're playing like Goblin War Drums. Geist is a stronger card, but Flamekin's decent, and Flamekin does work nicely with like Decree of Justice. Well, I guess it doesn't work that nicely, since you still need double white up, but sure, it works good with Chartooth Cougar. Let's go with that. Other than that, I could take Haunted Fengraf, which I have played in these low curve aggressive decks, and Quicksand kind of similar, although I've yet to see Quicksand be super good either. This is not what I want to be picking out of a second pack, by the way. All right, so let's go ahead and discipline ourselves here and see what we should take. So Core Firewalker is fine in these sorts of decks, but it's better as a sideboard card. Perilous Myr is good. I will certainly take a Myr. Fiend Hunter is strong as well, as is Kindle and Squadron Hawk. I think this deck just, I don't know. I'm not even sure this deck wants Squadron Hawk more than Kindle Fiend Hunter or something along those lines, but I do love me Squadron Hawk. Fiend Hunter and Kindle are both stronger cards. Where's my Squadron Hawk? Ooh, but Squadron Hawk is so good with like Trumpet Blast or something if we get that. Might be right to take Kindle, might be right to take Fiend Hunter. I'm going to go and take Kindle. Like having a massive removal spells. Path of Peace, Balduvian Horde. Side of the Shinobi is actually good in these decks. I think I'm going to take that. And I know passing Squadron Hawk is not normally what I do, but I do think Kindle is strong, and if I would rather have more Kindles than more Squadron Hawks, I think. Side of the Shinobi is going to go ahead and get in the deck here. Ooh, I do like Enthralled Victor as well. 3 mana 3/2 that takes control of a 2-power creature until end of turn. Clears a blocker out of the way, kind of like Active Treason. Skeletonize would also be fine, and Thresher Lizard's not bad. Active Heroism I'm less excited about. Yeah, I'll take Enthralled Victor. You. Quicksilver Dagger, you say? How do I feel about this Auramancer? Does it do anything? It does not. It gets back a Goblin War Drums, but whatever, right? I I could take Jackal Pup just to up the number of 1-drops here, which I might do. Although, Jackal Pup always gets me in trouble, but that's fine. I'll take Jackal Pup. Pyrehound is just okay. Pyrehound does get better when you have a bunch of Hordeling Outbursts, but I'd rather have 1-drops than 4-drops in this sort of deck. Savannah Lions is an upgrade to Jackal Pup. There's also Mishra's Factory, which is good. This deck is looking very similar to the first deck I drafted in this format. I don't want Pillage. It's like the second Watch Wolf I've seen. Do I want Mishra's Factory over Savannah Lions? This card is good. No, well, I'm going to be playing heavy red. 16 land deck. I'm going to take Savannah Lions here. Just an actual 2-1 versus a land that becomes a 2-2. The upside of Mishra's Workshop being that it kind of blocks as a 3-3, so it gets in there. Browbeat, Hordeling Outburst number 3, Lunarch Mantle, which would be good in this sort of deck. I do not like Browbeat very much. It is good in the late game. It's not very good overall as a card. I think people highly underrate what this card does. Giving your opponent the choice is not what I love to do. And besides, Hordeling Outburst. Nicol Bolas is never picked in this format from what I see, so sorry, Nikki B. I'm not really in love with the other Chartooth Cougar, but there's nothing else I'm playing here, so we'll go and snipe it. Most certainly not making the cut, I don't think. Oh, I would love to wheel that Squadron Hawk. But my theory is people just snap up Squadron Hawks just because they think they're going to get a bunch of them in the last couple packs. Decks like mine want them, so I could see taking that, but I don't know. I've drafted in real life where people are just like, oh, pack 3, pick 4 Squadron Hawk. Maybe I'll get another one. Let me take it. Look, I don't get it. I don't justify that sort of thinking, but hey, do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do. Haunted Fengraf is a fine card, and I'm not again playing anything else here. Doesn't look like we're gonna get too much out of this pack, but we're looking good here. Kindle, Lightning Bolt, and Path of Peace as removal spells. Decent number of early game creatures. Could use a couple more 2-drops. We have just the Soulbright Flamekin. 3 Hordeling Outbursts, so I would like a Trumpet Blast in this deck. Note that it says I have 8 creatures, but keep in mind Hordeling Outbursts are essentially creatures, as is Decree of Justice. Squadron Hawk wheeled? Let's go! Let's do it. Alright, now we have Hawks. I would not play the first Hawk by itself, but I will certainly play 2 Hawks, and now I'll prioritize Hawks pretty highly, I think. This is good. This is good. I do like these decks. I have not picked up any Frenzied Goblins, which are a card that makes this deck tick pretty well. Balduvian Horde or Active Treason. I don't want a second Active Treason, so I'll actually pick up Balduvian Horde here. This card is fine. It beats pretty strong. It usually ends up getting cut from my decks because it just card disadvantage on top of a kind of mid to high curve creature for these sorts of decks is not really what you want. You do not want to be losing out on extra cards. Thresher Lizard, I think, is a fine playable in this format. It's oftentimes going to be a 4/4 for 3, which is pretty good for these sorts of decks. It's probably better than Balduvian Horde most of the time. Although, I don't know. Sometimes this card is just very good. I would much rather have Pyrehound over Balduvian Horde. Especially with triple Hordeling Outburst, Pyrehound can actually do some work here. Lacerator, take the second Ishan Shade. This is legendary, right? And a Skeletonize. Skeletonize, a removal spell that puts a 1/1 on board. Wow, we could just counter everything for the rest of time. Strionic Resonator. Does not actually do very much at all for us, unfortunately. Pack's kind of weak overall. Cloud Shift doesn't do much for us. Guess it lets us reuse Enthrone Victor, but that's not even that good. Wish there was a good 2-drop creature here. Could take Lunarch Mantle and try to go off. Or I could take another Thresher Lizard or a God's Willin. Maybe God's Willin is what I want here. Good with Pyrehound. Just generally fine card. Probably better for this sort of deck than Cloud Shift, even though I have compared these two in the past. Lunarch Mantle. Yeah, I'm going to take Lunarch Mantle. This might be a deck that wants it. 1-drop into Lunarch Mantle does threaten a lot of damage pretty quickly. I'm saying that because I did lose to this in the previous video, where my opponent went Lunarch Mantle into Ordeal of Heliod. That was pretty brutal. Armageddon. Ooh. Alright, Armageddon. These are Armageddon decks. I have the Boros Charm, too. Armageddon plus Boros Charm is a way to win a game. Humble Defector would be nice. I'm going to take Armageddon. Usually these white weenie decks, or these weenie decks, want Armageddon. If you can get enough creatures out and just wipe the lands off the board, you can get ahead of your opponent. Dauntless Cathar seems good here. I actually like it. Again, I'm really hoping for more 2-drops than 3-drops, but I do want more creatures in the deck. Rugged Prairie. Ooh, Spike Shot Goblin. This card's good. Nyx Fleece Ram I don't think is what I want for this deck, and I'd rather have Spike Shot than Pyre Hound, although Rugged Prairie would be nice. Spike Shot Goblin. Do I have ways to pump this right now? Yeah, ooh, Lunarch Mantle Spike Shot Goblin is a real combo. Plus Sigh of Shinobi. Yeah, that's probably enough that I'm willing to take this. Sure. Lots of 3-drops. Not quite enough 2-drops. White Mane Lion still not looking great. I think I'm going to take Trumpet Blast here. This is certainly a Trumpet Blast deck. And Skirk Commando has kind of fallen out of favor with me. I'm not super into it. We have the choice between bad Savannah Lions and actual Savannah Lions. Aramance are not what I want, so I'm going to take actual Savannah Lions. And 4 1-drops. Oh, another shot at Rugged Prairie, too. Or I could take a vanilla 2-2 for 2. I'm not as into that. I will take the Mana Fix-In. Not great land for turn 1, but does help me later on. Ooh, Squadron Hawk number 3. That's great. I would play Enthralled Victor. I would probably play any number of these other 3 cards, but I love the Squadron Hawk there. Kind of in love with it, if you know what I mean. Active Treason not looking amazing here. Jackal-Pup not even looking that amazing, but having a massive 1-drops is good. Probably don't need Skeletonize when I already have Path of Peace plus Lightning Bolt, Kindle 2. Probably don't need these high-end mana fixers. Might play one of them. Again, I think Chartooth Cougar probably better than Noble Templar. Thresher Lizard can probably come out here. Goblin War Drums actually seems decent. A lot of times these 2-1s get blanked by your opponent's creatures, but you can force your way through. I'm going to take God's Willin' for sure now over Cloud Shift. Yeah, Cloud Shift's still just looking kind of whatever. And Cinderstorm, I don't know if anybody's cast that in the format yet or not. I'm not going to play this God's Willin', though. Let's go and cut Noble Templar. I don't think I'm going to play either of these, just because I'm already looking to cut things. Which would I rather have? Probably Pyre Hound. Lunarch Mantle can probably come out. I don't know, Lunarch Mantle could be good, though. 4 2-drops, 4 1-drops. So 8 creatures we can play before turn 3. Go ahead and cut Thresher Lizard. It's going to be a 16-land deck. So I'd have to make 2 more cuts, assuming I don't pick up anything here. Goblin War Drums, Trumpet Blast. Seems good. Trumpet Blast not a combo with Spike Shot Goblin, since it has to be attacking and tapped in order for that to even matter. Quicksilver Dagger. I'm not going to play this, so I might as well just bring in the 3rd Disenchant. I think my card quality is pretty strong. I don't have to play Chartooth Cougar either. I guess Nyx Fleece Ram. I'm already looking to cut these land fixers. I just don't feel like I need the land fixers. The question is whether I want to play Haunted Fengraph or just run another basic in its spot. I probably just want to run the basic because I do have all of these 1-drops. Skirk Commando is not bad. Soulbrave Fankin's another 2-drop as well. Huh. Alright, so we did pick up some stuff. I'm not going to play the vanilla 2-2 though. Alright, we have cuts to make. I do want to run Armageddon here. So if I cut Rugged Prairie, I need to cut 3 more cards from my deck. So Skirk Commando is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the deck for now. I think I'll cut the other Soulbright Flamekin. And do I want to cut Jackal Pup and just run like, well, it's kind of awkward because I want white on turn 1, but I want double red on turn 3. I guess if I cut Pyrehound and I just run it like this actually looks decent. It says 11 creatures, but let's make sure that's 12, 13, 14 creatures, 15 creatures. Yeah, it's actually 15 creatures. That still might be pretty low. So I could cut like one more spell. Lunarch Mantle could be on the chopping block. Goblin War Drums could be on the chopping block. I like Trumpet Blast here. I like all the burn spells and the Sigh of the Shinobi. Path of Peace could be cuttable, but I don't want to leave myself dead in the water to just some big creature. What would I bring in if I take these out? That's the question. It would just be like a 2 or 3 drop. Alright, I'm going to actually leave the deck as is, because these token generators are technically creatures. That puts my creature count at 15, which is low for a deck like this, but I think the tricks and the spells I have that aren't creatures are going to be good, and we'll see if Armageddon's decent or not. I'm assuming I want 8 and 8 for the color, but probably in favor of another Plains over this Rugged Prairie because I do have the 1-drops, and this actually really helps in this deck, I think. So I think I'm going to go 8 and 7, and then add the Rugged Prairie in. And that'll give me 8 red sources and actually 9 white sources, although Rugged Prairie on turn 1 won't quite function. But this does mean I have more actual white sources on turn 1 than red sources, which is what I want with the Savannah Lion. So we're back with red-white, and the deck looks sweet. It's very soft, like Pyroclasm type effects, but we're not going to run into that every game. And we have a decent amount of reach in the deck. Plus, I just want to see if we can Boros Charm Armageddon. That's a 6-mana combo. It's not always going to win you the game. In fact, a lot of times it won't win you the game, but let's try it out. Thanks for watching. My name's Timothy. See you on the matches. All right, we're on the play, which we always want to be on the play in this deck. And this looks like a sweet hand. If I can get maybe 1 or more creatures down, bolt something relevant from the opponent, and then Armageddon, I think we should be in good shape. Plus, I get to just play Savannah Lions on turn 1, which I'm always happy with in this sort of deck. We'll probably just bolt the first thing that comes down from the opponent. Hopefully they're like a slow deck or something. Vampire Lacerator. Alright, do you want to trade is the question. I don't think they're going to want to, but I will. And probably not bolting that right away. Does actually ding them some damage here. Ooh, please go for like a Lunarch Mantle or something. Ordeal, perfect. Bolt. Bzz. Get that out of here. Alright, so like a draw like Kindle or something would be perfect. Oh, land's not quite what I want. Not adding any pressure to the board. But Hordeling Outburst would be amazing. Sure. Alright, I could go for Lunarch Mantle myself and have the same situation as the opponent. And I think that's good. If I can stick Lunarch Mantle and then Armageddon, should be fine. Let's see if they answer back with, like, Disfigure or something. Oh, no Disfigure. Do I want to attack into a combat trick? What's the worst thing that could happen? Act of Heroism? I mean, I can sack a land. No, I'm just going to attack. If they got something, they got something. Nope, they just took it. All right. What's the... Oh, Swamp Cyclone. Cool. Ooh, play something dorky here. Nothing. Ooh. Oh, murder my guy. Well, I'm not going to Armageddon now. Oh, no. Did I F6? No, 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 no. Turn off auto yields. Oh, I probably shouldn't have played that land. Oh, well. I'm going to have to play more stuff out before Armageddon becomes very useful anyway. Hordeling Outburst would stabilize me here, since I'm behind on board and my hand's not very good in this situation. I'm glad I didn't go for Armageddon, though. I'm glad they murdered right away, because I was probably going to cast Armageddon and just attack. Then we'd be in a lot of trouble. I mean, we're kind of in trouble, although they look like they're a pretty low curve deck, and I should be fine against those sorts of decks. Was that Unearth? Yeah, they unearthed Vampire Lacerator and played Triskaidekaphobia. Huh, alright, interesting choice there. Alright. I see the game. I see what's going on here. Wonder if they make me gain life here. Nope, we're losing a life. I'm not going to block. Well, if I don't block, I go to 13, which is a problem. So maybe I am blocking. Yeah, I can't go to 13. So we'll block the thing that... Oh, God's willing. Alright, opponents had all the tricks to match up well against me here. I'm at 15. Ooh, it's going to be close with Triskaidekaphobia. Although I've seen 2 targets for Disenchant, I might just bring in 2 Disenchants. I think I'm going to lose this game, though. I assume they're just going to have me lose a life, though, and attack me for 4. Again, Hordeling Outburst would be pretty good. I'm at 12 now, so they can ding us up a life next turn. Not quite what I wanted there. Oh, did I not play Dauntless Cathar's ability last turn? Alright, yeah, they're gonna bring us up a life, and then we're just in trouble. Although, I guess if I draw, like, Kindle or something for myself, that'll work. Or if I draw Rest in Peace, I can actually gain life. Opponent's gonna lose 1, but gain 1. I presume they're not attacking this turn at all. Twisted Abomination. And we draw Squadron Hawk, though. That's not going to cut it, is it? We're just dead to Triskaidekaphobia. All right. Feel pretty good about this matchup if we don't... I mean, I could just play triple Squadron Hawk there. Armageddon was not enough to get us there. Maybe 1 Disenchant's all I want. I don't want to go overboard on it. Goblin War Drums could be fine, but not amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that and just bring in a interactive spell against the opponent. I do like Triskaidekaphobia. I can't... you know what I should have done? I should have let my opponent just have that, right? Should have been like, sure, you got it. They have God's Willing. Maybe I should bring in God's Willing? Over what? Over my dead body. Alright, let's do that again, but without getting our guy murdered. Sure. Keep this. Start off with no turn 1 drop, unfortunately. They have a Savannah Lions? They do not. Ooh, Disenchant? I don't mind having the Disenchant. Do get to fill up my hand with Squadron Hawks here. Well, that's good. Hawk, Hawk. Hey, Wizards of the Coast, if you're watching, can you fix the selection interface on Moto? It's terrible. Like, I never know what's going on. Path of Peace to take out anything that kind of gets in the way here. Or also Path of Peace to adjust my life total. But what are we probably playing? Spike Shot Goblin next turn? Ah, yeah, Spike Shot Goblin's good against this. Also have Lunarch Mantle to go with it. Yeah, definitely attacking and hoping Spike Shot Goblin survives. They can even put a Ordeal on this if they want to get it out of range. Actually prefer that they do that. I'll take a hit, but that's fine. They kind of either have to pump this or not let me untap with Spike Shot Goblin. And it doesn't look like they're pumping. They don't have Murder Mana either. Savannah Lions. And Perilous Mirror. Well, that one's annoying. That is annoying. So here I can play Dauntless Cathar and just kill Fence and Ace, which I'm going to do right away. Equal to its power. Yeah, just kill off Fence and Ace, cast Dauntless Cathar, attack with Squadron Hawk. And I do not mind trading Cathar for Savannah Lions. Spike Shot Goblin's pretty good control over this matchup. If I put Lunarch Mantle on Spike Shot Goblin, it can survive Perilous Mirror and also just take out bigger creatures here. Alright, just murder that thing, sure. So they didn't have the black mana last turn, I guess. Or last... Kind of hoping they attack with Perilous Mirror. No? Well, they're not 2-for-1 in me off of this. If I attack with Dauntless Cathar, they're not trading, so... Also just suit up a thing, put Lunarch Mantle on it. I'd rather them run out a few more cards. I'm fine playing 2 Squadron Hawks this turn. Just bashing. If they God's Willing up Savannah Lions to kill my Dauntless Cathar, then that's just 1 less card out of their hand. If they block with Perilous Mirror, they can shoot something for 2, and I'm fine with that as well. Like, if they just trade this for Dauntless Cathar, that's fine. Yep. And they do exactly that. So maybe I want to make the 1/1 Spirit instead of playing a Squadron Hawk. Is there a reason to really make that difference? They know I have both Squadron Hawks in hand, so it's not really that big of a deal. If they attack, I'll trade a Squadron Hawk for Savannah Lions here. I guess Spirit for Savannah Lions. Not really a huge distinction there. They're not going to have bounce spells, so that doesn't matter too much. Ooh, Urg Raiders. Izumi Cutthroat as well. Well, some random creatures I didn't expect here. They're down to 2 cards. I'd still kind of want to hold off on what we're doing. I'm going to take 4 in exchange for 2. Or I could play Lunarch Mantle and start bashing for 4 in the air. Hordeling Outburst afterwards. Path of Peace will take care of whichever of these gets out of hand. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the Lunarch Mantle this turn. Start racing the opponent. My 4 cards are there too, though. Now Trumpet Blast would be an amazing draw. If they go any sort of enchantment, Disenchant should be good at taking care of that. Path of Peace does set me back on the race, but does take out a creature, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to take the damage here. Note that if they ever don't attack with Urg Raiders, then I get to ding them for 2 off of that. I found Urg Raiders to be very bad in this format, but hey man, that's just me. And Vampire Lacerator. Alright, so they have everything played out of their hand. Alright, alright. What happens if I... Well, I'm going to play a Squadron Hawk this turn. Just send in 4 again. They're going to actually take damage off Lacerator. Play a Squadron Hawk, and I don't think I need to Path of Peace anything. Now I've got him on a 2-turn clock with my flyers. Yeah, I'm just going to keep up Disenchant, I suppose. I win this race, and it's not exceptionally close. Also, they just jam with everything. I might be able to kill them with the Goblin tokens, too. I might just chump Urg Raider so that I stay above 10 life. Like, if I go block here, then I stay at 10, and they're going to take an extra damage off their Lacerator. Is that better than just having a Goblin on board and going down to 8? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make this block. A little suspect, right? But fine. Pillory of the Sleepless. Well, I have Disenchant. That's going to get a target here. And I've now seen 3 enchantments from the opponent. That was a good top deck for him, too. Jeez. Mountain. Alright, so what do my attacks look like? If I attack them 3, 4, 5, 6, put them down to 2, they don't die. If I Path of Peace this and they kill, whatever, they gain the 4 life, right? I'm just attacking with the flyers. I'm not particularly worried about what's going to happen here. Probably just blocking with both my goblins. They're going to be at 2 life. Oh, I guess this is 10 or less life, not less than 10, so that chump block last turn looks pretty bad. We got there, so they're just as aggressive as we are, with probably better suited creatures. Nyx Fleece Ram actually seems sweet in this matchup. The second Disenchant also looking very good here. But again, I don't want to overload on those sorts of effects. What am I taking out, though? Trumpet Blast always worse on the draw than it is on the play. Path of Peace also not looking too good against them. Just trading 4 mana for one of their things here. Might be a little sketch. I could take out Armageddon, since they're a little weenie creature deck. Yeah, let's go ahead and stop being cute with Armageddon for this matchup. And look to play, probably cut Trumpet Blast. Although Trumpet Blast is a way to just steal a game. Maybe I don't need the second Disenchant, but kind of like where it's at, considering that I've seen 3 enchantments from the opponent so far. Triskaidekaphobia, Ordeal, and Pillory of the Sleepless. I am a little more scared that my opponent's on the play now. Lacerator? Cool. Alright, I'll play Savannah Lions and attempt to block that. Now, where this goes really bad is if they just put an Ordeal on it. 1 drop into Ordeal is strong. They disfigure, but doesn't look like they have another land. So that's not great for them. Still just going to trade at any point. I mean, now Armageddon looking actually pretty decent. Although they kept a 7 land, they probably have multiple other cards there that they can play. Yeah, let's just, well, maybe it's best to not. No, I'm gonna take the 2 this turn. Their Lacerator's dealing them some damage. They're not committing too much to the board. Oh, size good. Oh, of course. They tricked me. They made it look like they didn't have a land, and they got me on that one. That's pretty good. Well, now our hand's looking pretty bad against what they have, but like I'm not going to trade 2 creatures there. Decree should be good at some point this game. I'm going to attempt... Actually, I might just take this hit. Yeah, I'm just going to take this hit here. Or maybe I should... Yeah, I should probably go for the block this time. The goal next turn being to block with Savannah Lions and Spike Shot that thing. Opponent hitting their strides. Let's see if they have another thing to play. They do not. Alright, so play Savannah Lions and pass the turn. Presumably opponent on some amount of white spells in their deck, or in their hand. This card is so good in these matchups. But I will trade Savannah Lions for this Lacerator if I get the opportunity. Like if they attack, block with Savannah Lions, shoot it for 1. That's the goal here. They play something else big. Four Angel would be good against them too, which I can actually make one 4/4 Angel in 2 turns. Probably want to cycle this anyway just to hit more gas, but opponent really next level on us on these land drops. Like if they just go creature here, I could be in some trouble. Maybe they have some 1 toughness creatures. They're thinking about whether it's worth playing them into Spike Shot Goblin. Although if they move that equipment to another creature, this just dies. Trisk. Alright. Huh. Alright. Well, that's going to be interesting to play against here. It's at the beginning of their upkeep. I have Bolt to kind of play around it. Is it each player with exactly 3 life loses the game? Then each player, yeah. So I'm gonna. Oh, I see their game here. So I think they're running that out there to make me use Spike Shot Goblin on myself. And then they want to play a little creature. Yeah, that seems that's fine. I assume that's the goal. Let's see what mode they pick first. Just don't want to. I got to respond to that trigger. So each player with exactly then gains 1 life. So, oh, this just makes me do it to myself each turn. That's kind of funny. Let's say sure. So I shoot myself down to 12, then I shouldn't die. And then I'll go back up to 13. Interesting play from the opponent there. It does force me to use my Spike Shot Goblin on myself instead of killing their creatures. Hopefully I just top deck a Disenchant for it. Oh, I guess they have a 4th target with Sai. Did I see this in the other games? I don't think I did. Neat. And they're going to equip. I'm not going to bolt that, I don't think. Ooh, actually, I could just bolt them. And then if they don't have a way to gain life, they lose, right? Yeah, let's do that. See if they have a way to gain life. If not, they lose to their own Triskaidekaphobia. So I'm going to Spike Shot myself again. Squadron Hawk. Alright, so let's play this carefully. Still got to keep up a mana. Go get both my other Squadron Hawks. What if they have a way to make me gain a life? Oh my gosh. Cool. Alright, I can afford to play out another Squadron Hawk here. Oh, we can make the game a draw. That never happens. Let's say no to this ability. And then I'm going to let Triskaidekaphobia trigger and target myself with Spike Shot Goblin. And then if they have nothing in hand, they actually lose to their own Triskaidekaphobia. Shoot myself. Boom! This card always leads to interesting stuff. All right, thanks, opponent. Otherwise, I was in a little bit of trouble there. I had Decree of Justice, but that's a nice way to end the game. Spike Shot Goblin yourself for the win. Pretty sweet. I love it. All right, see y'all in match 2. Hey, y'all, we're back. On the play again. That's fortunate. Let's see if we've got a keepable hand here. I mean, any land that's going to have Savannah Lions Plains is good. And this hand's actually pretty good. 1-drop, 2-drop, maybe 3-drop plus Kindle is nice, on the play especially. Got kind of handed a freebie in that last game with Triskaidekaphobia after doing the rare action of shooting yourself in the face with a Spike Shot Goblin. And Sigh of the Shinobi. So that's going to mean their creatures come down bigger than mine. So we're going to have to fight. Ooh, Squadron Hawk's nice. I do get in the 2 damage here and get to play a Squadron Hawk out, which I don't mind. I would not mind my Sigh of the Shinobi. Squadron Hawk just means, though, if over Soulbright Flamekin means if they play like a 2 toughness creature next turn and it comes in with an extra point of toughness, I can still attack for at least a small amount of damage with my Hawk. I want to constantly be attacking for something. If they play something that just trades with Savannah Lions, I'll certainly make that trade. I'm just assuming if you're playing this and your first land was a mountain, you're probably a pretty aggro deck like me. Yeah, like Crimson Mage, I'll offer the trade for that. Hopefully I just draw a red source. I would not mind getting this Hordeling Outburst out. Could also just kindle this thing. Ooh. How good is that? Might just actually kindle this up. Like, that seems fine. Drawing white was not ideal, but well, I guess I drew Armageddon. Let's see if they want to trade first. I would rather trade Savannah Lions, I think. I don't think they will. Play another Squadron Hawk, I suppose, over a 2-1. Nah, I'll play the 2-1. Just pass the turn. No, we did not get any other Kindles. Alright, another red-black deck. Now, I guess we were against white-black, right? Ooh, Hordeling Outburst is pretty good against us. Pretty good against the Armageddon plan, although Hordeling Outburst matches up well against Hordeling Outburst, so we'll see. Maybe they wanted to attack for... I assume they're not attacking with Crimson Mage if that's what they did. Interesting. Yeah, they're just not interested in attacking here. That is not a good draw. Alright, do we hold up Kindle or play another Squadron Hawk? Trade Savannah Lions for a third of a card here seems bad. Although trading Squadron Hawks for these things seems decent. Yeah, I'm just going to play out another Squadron Hawk. Could fall behind if we don't draw at least another land. This is not going to be an Armageddon matchup. Armageddon's what you want against the slow decks, but we're playing against all the hyper aggro decks here. Like, I could trade my board for their Hordeling Outburst. That seems terrible. Still might be right to do, but I don't think it will be. Although I can trade off an Armageddon them. Pretty good. I'm certainly blocking Crimson Mage. I think I'll block the 2/2 though. I guess this is just better. Yeah. See what kind of nonsense tricks they use here. I'm fine with them using a combat trick to save a goblin or something like that. Or Crimson Mage. They're doing something. They're kindling Soulbright Flamekin. Alright. Interesting. What's your follow-up to that? Just equipping. Okay. I can accept this so far. Ooh, planes. So, is it time to Armageddon? Probably not, but I do get to go Squadron Hawk plus Kindle. This doesn't target, does it? No, it doesn't. You can equip this to Phantasmal Bear, by the way. Let's not Kindle. Cool. Alright, now, ideally I get to trade Squadron Hawk for a 1/1 and then, like, Kindle off their 2/2. And they play nothing, but that's not what's going to happen here. Phyrexian Ghoul. Maybe I Kindle this now. Because they can make that a 3/3. They would have to eat a goblin. Yeah, I'm just going to... Ooh, this is actually going to deal a lot of damage to me at some point. I don't think I want it to resolve, though. Alright, yeah, let's Kindle this guy. Get out of here. I'm using so much resources on a Hordeling Outburst. I assume they're going to equip this. I am not blocking if they attack with the goblin. They did equip. Or maybe I do block. No, they want fodder for that thing. Ooh, Side of the Shinobi's decent there. Would still very much prefer to have a mountain, but they get in 4 to my 3. Sure. Put them down to 10. They put me down to 14. Assuming no haste creatures. It's going to be a close game. Bolt doesn't quite do it for me because of this ghoul being able to sack the other goblin token, but Crimson Mage, that can come down with haste. I really don't like this card, but it's good in these sorts of decks. Especially if they play another creature here. They did not equip either. Not that it really makes a difference where they equip. Oh, doing something as well? Oh no, they just tapped out so that they can F6, I suppose? Oh, geez. Alright, well. Might be right to attack with my Squadron Hawk. Play Savannah Lions, equip the side to this Squadron Hawk, and look to do some trades. I have to block for Phyrexian Ghoul, though. That's kind of problematic. Maybe it wasn't right to equip there. Sure, I'm just going to say yes to the Psy. And then equip to the Squadron Hawk. Alright, now I feel like I'm losing this game. Mostly to Crimson Mage, because I have to block Phyrexian Ghoul or they kill me. Squadron Hawk doesn't have great blocks here. Geez, this looked like it was going to be good in our favor, but not drawing the red on time really messed us up here. So if they give this haste, they attack with everything. I go like eat the goblins, block here, go down to 2. And then it's Hordeling Outburst or Bust. Yeah. And plus they still have a card in hand. Alright, so eat your goblin, block this thing, go to 2. And they have a spell in hand. Uncaged Fury. Alright, they got me. I feel like I would have been good this game if I had just drawn a mountain, because then I'd have 6 additional blockers. Nyx Fleece Ram looking pretty good again. Disenchant saw the Psy, but that was about it. I'm going to go ahead and take out Goblin War Drums. Since I'm down a game, I'd like to take out the experimental cards. Armageddon, Goblin War Drums. Bring in perhaps God's Willin'. We saw Kindle, which is generally good. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Active Treason also could be decent. Although Active Treason matches up pretty poorly against the little sacrifice guy. Because they can either sacrifice that, so I don't get it with Active Treason, or they can sacrifice the creature I'm targeting, and then I don't get that either. Skirk Commando could be good in this matchup as well. Lunarch Mantle seems still just fine. And maybe I don't want Skirk Commando. I don't know. Kind of tough. Kind of tough. We're playing against essentially the same deck as last round. Vampire Lacerators and such. That Phyrexian Ghoul really messed us up. Just really messed us up. Armageddon not shining here. But if I'm being honest, I think we lost that game mostly to just not drawing the mountain. I feel like had we had a Hordeling Outburst to match their Hordeling Outburst, we wouldn't have had to use like our Kindle on a Goblin token or anything like that. It's just kind of unfortunate circumstances. But seems like an even matchup. I would like more early removal. They showed us a Disfigure. I have basically Kindle as my only removal spell. Now I have a Lightning Bolt too. Bolt would have been just decent that game, not too great. Alright, we will be on the play. And really testing my luck here. I'm going to mull this. This is a little bit better, but not by much. Actually, this is a fine hand. Plains can stay on top. Yeah, Plains can stay on top, and leading off with Rugged Prairie doesn't actually do much, so I think I'm going to lead off with Nyx Fleece Ram. It just has a lot of value over the course of this game. I could lead off with Squadron Hawk. Like, I don't necessarily need to put Nyx Fleece Ram down right away. Squadron Hawk thins out the deck, gives me more things to play. Yeah, let's go ahead and just lead off with Squadron Hawk. I think Ram's going to be good this game. Doesn't match up super well against the Phyrexian Ghoul, especially since they drew Psy both games on turn 1. Which kind of hurts, but we'll live. We'll be fine. I have Bolt to take care of any super problematic creatures. It's going to be a Crimson Mage. No, it's going to be Cyclone and Unearth. They're doing a lot of stuff at sorcery speed on their own turn, which I'm fine with. Here, play Rugged Prairie, and I can play Squadron Hawk plus Savannah Lions. I don't need to play this Ram. I'd rather put more pressure on the board. I know it's not a lot of pressure, but gaining 1 life each turn at a point where we're not actually racing is probably worse than just putting more power on the board. So we're going to make double white here, cast a Hawk and a Savannah Lions. And I think opponent's searching for black mana here. Yeah, here comes Hordeling Outburst. Yep. This is fine. It's actually really good for them. Hordeling Outburst doing work. We're going to go Squadron Hawk plus Ram this turn. I don't think I'm attacking with Savannah Lions. Although it's going to trade on offense. Ooh, Spike Shot Goblin is good, though. So I can hold up... Or I can play Goblin plus hold up Lightning Bolt. That actually seems pretty good. Plus, Spike Shot Goblin can block one of the 1/1s, and if they go to do, like, Uncaged Fury, I can Lightning Bolt it in response. Although I can't stop them if they have, like, just Dismember into... or I keep saying Dismember. If they have, like, Black Source into Disfigure, I can't really stop them from just, straight up killing Spike Shot Goblin, which would be very annoying if they just top deck Swamp and they have Disfigure in hand. But you can't do anything about it. And I don't see why if they have Disfigure, I don't see why they wouldn't just cast it right now. I am for sure blocking a Goblin token. Yeah, I like where this is going. Although they could just let this happen and then, like, Disfigure post-combat. Am I blocking this Goblin? Yeah, I think it's important to clear things out of the way. As much as I don't like it. Oh, go for Uncaged Fury on the Goblin. Yes. Bolt. Again, not happy using my Bolt on this, but I'm trading Bolt for Uncaged Fury here, and untapping with Spike Shot Goblin seems very good against this opponent. So now I wouldn't even mind really drawing a land. Vampire Lacerator. Alright. Lacerator is going to be decent here as well. Alright, so now I get to play out both my spells. Still get to attack for 2, kill off the Goblin, and I can block through their Lacerator with Nyx Fleece Ram. I'm going to empty out my hand, so I'm playing my 0 cards to their 3, but I have a better board, certainly. 2, 3. Play Squadron Hawk and Nyx Fleece Ram. And we'll pass hold up Spike Shot Goblin's ability. Probably just shooting this Goblin no matter what. The incremental damage from Vampire Lacerator should matter this game, and if they attack into Nyx Face Ram, I'm blocking. They don't have Disfigure. They drew Swamp for turn. So I think that's a fairly safe block, although there's no reason for them not to attack anyway. Dusk Legion Zealot. That's pretty good. This is just another thing I can kill with a Spike Shot Goblin, but I think I shoot that now so they don't even have the option of doing this, right? If they equip that, I don't care too much. And they probably should if they're not attacking with Lacerator this turn. No, this means they're probably attacking with Lacerator. And Urg Raiders. Okay. I can respect where this is going. That might get the thing. Yep. Alright, so this means no attack this turn. Might as well attack with that Goblin. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot Dusk Legion Zealot. And untap. Might be worth shooting them. Ooh, God's Willin' is actually pretty good here. So I'm going to attack with all of these. Yeah. Alright. Don't wholly mind where this is going. God's Willin' to protect my Spike Shot Elder is nice, and looks like we're going to get to use that right now. No reason to be cute there. The Scry is also pretty decent here. That was a timely top deck. Let's give it Pro Black. Also, it can block now. It can just block Urg Raiders. Planes to the bottom. Extra value off of it. Nice. So now Spike Shot Elder can block, I don't know, Vampire Lacerator. My Ram can block Urg Raiders. So this goes here, this goes here. And then I can actually shoot off Lacerator. Hordeling Outburst number 2. Alright. Well, Spike Shot should be good against this. I don't think I'm losing this game, but who knows? Even through a Trumpet Blast, I can win. Spike Shot Elder just pinging these off is very good for us. I probably should have kept Lacerator around. Ooh, Enthrall Invictor. What does that do for us? Not much, actually. It lets me take... Do I take 2 off of this? At the beginning of your insta... Oh, no, it'll attack. Lets me just attack with their Urg Raiders, or I could steal a little Goblin token, just one less blocker for the turn. Let's just play it anyway. More bodies on board can't be bad against this. 2, 3 is just not getting blocked here. Can probably actually just Spike Shot them too, to be honest. Yeah, I should have kept Vampire Lacerators around. It makes my 1-turn clock, or my 3-turn clock into a 2-turn clock. Goblin's probably jumping in front of Urg Raiders. Kind of has to, really. Yeah. This puts my opponent down to 6. I am out of tricks, but my opponent's also out of gas, and Spike Shot's just going to eat another Goblin here. Alright, so nice. They've drawn Scythe the Shinobi both times. I still don't think that's enough to bring in Disenchant for. Active Treason seems bad against them, as I've already mentioned. Skeleton Eyes could be good. It's expensive, but it does deal with a creature and give me a 1/1, which can essentially trade for 2 creatures. Nyx Face Ram was actually pretty good there. Didn't look like it was that good, but it was pretty good. I think Trumpet Blast can come out here. I think we're going to be trading off enough that I'm not going to get to Trumpet Blast them. I mean, my deck matches up well against their deck with these Hordeling Outbursts, but we got to draw them and draw lands too. So we'll see how this match goes. Kind of like it so far. Kind of like it. They have Disfigure and Murder in their deck, so I still like God's Willing here. And the Armageddon plan is just not what we want for these matchups, as mentioned before. Valduvian Horde seems like it could actually be just a big beater. Same with like Pyre Hounds. I don't know if that means I want to like cut a removal spell for them. Probably not. On the draw this time, though. Alright, this is a good hand. We get to play the Sai this time. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop with action and opponent mulligan in. So I like this, but our opponent is aggressive, so we'll see what happens. And no Sai of Shinobi. Nice. Ooh, and Nyx Fleece Ram. It's going to be a 1/6. I'm assuming the only card in their deck that can straight up kill this is Murder. There are not very many burn spells that deal with a 1/6. Alright, we're going to do the same thing we did last time and play Squadron Hawk over Nyx Fleece Ram. Because it does just give me more action in my hand. And this one's actually coming down as a 2/2. So yes. Go get out of the way, Stack. Geez, Stack, you're always in the way. Alright, and equip. And 2-mana 2/2 flyer coming in. Hordeling Outburst. They're going to kindle this Squadron Hawk, or they're going to cycle Unearth. No, they choose not to do anything. Uh-oh. Ooh, they have a Spike Shot Goblin of their own. Alright, that's pretty good. If they can pump it, of course. It does mean that these 1-toughness creatures get a lot worse here. Does mean I get to bash for 2, though. I think now I just want to play Nyx Fleece Ram. Play 2/2 drop next turn, try to overwhelm the opponent. I can't equip the Nyx Fleece Ram, though, because then they can shoot down Squadron Hawk, and I'd rather keep Squadron Hawk as is. I will grab my charger while my opponent's taking the turn. Alright, I left for a moment and came back, and my opponent has black mana now and a Zulaport Cutthroat, which is going to be very good in this matchup. Shoot down a creature, gain a life. And I lose a life. And my 1-toughness creature is not looking amazing against that. Although I can accept it with the Nyx Fleece Ram. I don't think I should just play nothing. It is kind of unfortunate they have their own Spike Shot Goblin. Yeah, I do think I'm going to play nothing, though. Hopefully top deck a Kindle or a Lightning Strike or something. Or a Lightning Bolt. I would even play Rest in Peace. Oh, wait. How did they shoot that down? Oh, they kindled. Okay, duh. No attack. You get a free attack, though. Ooh, Kindle of my own. Let's see if they have a way to stop this. If they do, that's fine. They could, like, blow Uncaged Fury. Alright, now that's pretty good. Now I can freely play my Hordeling Outburst. Opponent's down to 2 cards. That was a very timely Kindle for me. We're going to just say yes on the first one and no on the other ones. Alright, now we're kind of crushing. Could just play like a Twisted Abomination or something, and then I'm not looking as hot. But I get to play 3 more creatures out on the board next turn. Hopefully not overextending into murder my Nyx Fleece Ram. Alright. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with everything and jam these 3 creatures on the board. Like I said, hopefully not extending into a Pyroclasm, but I'm not going to play around Pyroclasm having not seen it. This thing can make 8 mana now. I think I'm going to just put the Sai on a Squadron Hawk here. My opponent has 1 card in hand. This is where we want Armageddon, right? No to Squadron Hawk, yes to Sai. And no and no. No, no, pass turn. Alright, opponent up against it now. 2 cards and a Cutthroat to a bunch of creatures that attack through them. Crimson Mage, not going to quite cut it here. They need a 2 toughness creature here. It's so funny how like we both have Hordeling Outburst and they're just super good against each other. Ooh, Boros Charm. I'm going to hold on to that in case there's a Pyroclasm of some sort. I'm going to attack with... Yeah, I'm just attacking with everything here. I could put the Sai on a Goblin and make it less likely for them to trade, but they're going to probably block this and a Goblin token. Maybe not even block with Cutthroat at all. Yeah, they're just going to die now. The fact that I can give all my stuff indestructible means that there's very little they can have here outside of like live and death that's actually going to do the trick. Yeah, Lacerator won't. So yeah, they're actually just dead here if they have nothing. No, they're not because of Cutthroat. Maybe I just attack with the Flyers. Let them die to their own Lacerator. Oh, now I can actually just kill them. Well, this worked out nicely. That Sai of the Shinobi actually did quite a bit of work, and we top decked a Kindle when we needed it. Get in for 5, shoot you with Boros Charm, end of game. 4 damage to target player. Not even going to let you untap, sorry. Alright, we squeaked out that win. Very similar decks here. Our decks matched up well against each other. It just so happens that I drew the cards that matched up well against my opponent in this game. So the Sai against them was very good, and their Sai is good against me. Hordeling Outburst good against them. Theirs is good against me. So on and so forth. Very interesting matchup here. We're in the finals. Let's see if this red-white deck can finally give me a trophy. See you there. Play this time, even though we have a hand that's pretty good on the play. Drawing any land would be good here, and I have some interaction to hold off the fort. So with my opponent going down to 6, I'm pretty happy keeping my hand. And the opponent is going to mulligan. What you doing? To the top. Lacerator? Be just our luck to build an Armageddon-style deck and play against 3 aggressive decks in a row. Probably Kindle in any big creature they play here. Oh, black-white. Or maybe Jackalpup can just get in there for a little bit. That'd be good. Play this Spike Shot Goblin at some point. Again, not a combo with Trumpet Blast. Prefer to use Kindle over Bolt or anything of the such. Alright, Disfigure and post-combat. Makes sense. And Phyrexian Ghoul is going to bite the Kindle bullet. This card is just the bane of my existence here. See if the opponent sacrifices it in response to nah, they didn't. They didn't go for the cool play. Alright, I can play Spike Shot Goblin now. These decks with Phyrexian Ghouls and Fallen Angels and stuff tend to have a bunch of 1 toughness creatures. So Spike Shot Goblin might be good here. If not, we'll just bolt something and play Savannah Lions. Hordeling Outburst would be very good now that I have a Trumpet Blast. And I don't believe they got anything back off of that. Nope, they did not. Don't really want to blow any kind of spells here, so I think I'm just going to play Savannah Lions and pass. Hold up Bolt, hold up Spike Shot Goblin. They missed a land last turn, which means they drew a land this turn. Griffin Protector. Alright, I think we can probably bolt that one. Yeah. And then just Spike Shot them for 1. Lunarch Mantle would be a fantastic draw. Plains is Plains. See if they want to trade with the Savannah Lions. Don't think I'm going to use Boros Charm if they do. Just trade off and sit behind Spike Shot Goblin for a while. Hopefully we draw some gas. Ancient Cravens, that's pretty good for them. Draw them into more gas. Does deal 3, and I do not want to auto-yield. Almost missing my ping there. Ooh, alright. Good draw. It does mean I don't get to hold up my Spike Shot. Oh, wait, yeah, I could. That was dumb. I don't know why I was thinking I'd have to tap 3 red sources. Well, now I get to hold up Boros Charm, so whatever. Play your 1 toughness creatures. They did just refuel their hand, so it's kind of fine, but I can go indestructible. They know I can just shoot that down with the Elder, right? Or the Goblin. It's kind of a weird thing to play there. Although I could have done it. I kind of messed that up. We're just going to do that now so I can attack with my 3 Goblin tokens. Playing the Angelic Page there was kind of weird. Alright, this Nyx Fleece Ram is about to be a pain in the butt. Opponent is down to 2 cards, though. Ooh, Squadron Hawk's good. I think if I attack with everything and they block 1, I can actually win the game right now. I'm not going to go that far yet. I'm going to play 2 Squadron Hawks this turn, I think. Just whittle them down a little bit. Why is the stack always over the Squadron Hawks? Every single time. Could also just play 1 Squadron Hawk, but I'm not going to play around a Chroma's Vengeance until I see it. And pass here. Need to stop F6 in this matchup with the Spike Shot Goblin. Loyal Sentry. That's just another creature that gets eaten by Spike Shot Goblin. I mean, I guess they kind of in a position where they have to play it. Man, Spike Shot Goblin has been the all-star. You know what? You're getting the thumbnail because you look hideous, and I'm kind of happy with how you're playing. We're going to Trumpet Blast our opponent here, I think. With Boros Charm backup. What? Why are you not? Alright, whatever. We're still going to do it. And Spike Shot Goblin can actually just deal the last point of damage here. It's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. It gets the job done. Alright, so let's take a look here. Lots of 1 toughness creatures. Angelic Page, this thing. I guess 2, but whatever. Just a white-black aggressive deck. Aramancer does make me think I want to disenchant, though. I don't know what I'm disenchanting yet, though. I don't think I actually want to board too much of anything. God's Willin's good against Dismember. They did play the whatchamacallit. I think Goblin War Drums. I'm just not going to get a chance to test that. I think I like Skeletonize here because every creature they play dies to it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make that cut and just move along from there. Griffin Protector would actually be pretty good in my deck, I think. Often, like, sometimes just attack as a 5/6 flyer. Did I do the math on that right? Yeah, 5/6. All right, we managed to take game number 1. And we have a pretty good draw here. Granted, it's going to depend on what it matches up against, but this is not terrible by any means. I'm certainly playing a Savannah Lions. If they want to disfigure it, they can disfigure it. If they want to dismember it, I'll call them out for cheating because that's not in the format. Sweet. And Squadron Hawk coming down. I love that I got the 3rd Squadron Hawk. It just makes it more consistent that I have it on turn 2. I haven't had any of those hands yet where you draw multiple Squadron Hawks, which happened to our first round opponent. Was that last draft or was this draft? No, that was last draft. Hillary of the Sleepless. All right. Do they gain life off of this? No, I just lose life. So this is a good card for disenchant, sure. I'm just gonna auto yield to that. Ooh, Hordeling Outburst, but I can't actually play it. I do get to play Squadron Hawk plus Savannah Lions, though. With Kindle and Skeletonize back up soon. So curving out on him. This is another good Trumpet Blast hand. Red Source would be fantastic here. Actually, them playing a 2 toughness creature would be fantastic. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay. Taking out a Squadron Hawk over a Savannah Lions. Fine by me, I think. Do I want to get Spike Shot Goblin down, or... No, I'm going to go Kindle plus Squadron Hawk. I don't love the idea of Kindle and Ravenous Chupacabra, since my opponent got value, but I do want to stay attacking here. And this lets me add another power to the board. Alright, now most of my draws are good. Anything but Plains would be fantastic. Plains and 5 drops, or Hordeling Outbursts, I guess. Ooh, Death's Head Buzzard is kind of the real deal against us. So I think what I'm going to do is just jam all my creatures into it and let it happen and then move on with my life. This doesn't exile, does it? No. I'm just going to let this happen. Like, I get in 2 damage here. It does take Savannah Lions off board. They're trading Death's Head Buzzard for 4 creatures, but I got to do what I got to do. I can Skeletonize anything that I've seen out of their deck so far. Twisted Abomination would just be the worst for us. That, hopefully no other creature to go with it. And Aramancer getting back Pillory. It's pretty good. Alright, that was a good turn for them. Mountain, so I can't Skeletonize this. Yeah, just play Hordeling Outburst and pass here, unfortunately. Pillory is going to be good this game. Death's Head Buzzard, very real card against me. Not much I can do about it. They've already 2-for-1 me multiple times this game. This little skeleton's never regenerating in my deck, but that's fine. Pillory on a Goblin token. I might even just shoot that Goblin off with my Spike Shot at some point. Ooh. I'm actually okay with this here if this happens. Anything to mean I can Skeletonize that ghoul. I mean, I assume they're just playing another creature out. No, they didn't. So maybe I can get them with the Skeletonize. Let's try it out while they're essentially tapped out. Cool. And not going to attack. Depending on what they play, I might actually shoot this Goblin off. Just get it off the board, stop me from losing life. Might just be right to shoot them instead for 1, but if it does come down to them playing like a big flyer, I'd rather not be taking the extra point of damage each turn. Hey, look. Skeleton with no art. Skeletonize is good. This was in Vintage Masters, I believe. I only drafted that set like once or twice. Alright, let's go ahead and get you off the board. Oh, this is going to be a nice turn. I'm going to use all my mana, so I'm attacking with both and hopefully just not running into a dumb flash creature I'm not aware of. Alright, boom, and boom. Well, there's the ram. Not too worried about it. And pacifism on this. Okay. I'm still fine with all of this right now. I think I probably want to play this on account of Decree, which I have not drawn a single time. And hit my opponent for 3, they go up to 8, and I can Spike Shot them down to 7. So Nyx Fleece and Spike Shot are basically just bouncing off of each other right now until my opponent plays a 1 toughness creature. Fetid Heath was probably their draw for turn. This is looking good for the home team. Oh yeah, this is very good for the home team. Well, we finally get to see this Armageddon at play here, so barring some instant speed creature, this is going to be game. make it so my opponent can't even top deck. All right, that's pretty much it. Hey, look, guys, we won a Masters 25 draft. It only took 5 drafts to get there. That deck was sweet. This deck was awesome. Sorry for the internet there. Hey, look, and look, our Armageddon came in handy at at the last moment. We were gonna win this game anyway. That's fair. Opponent didn't really have a synergistic deck. It was just black-white stuff. That's fine. I never end up playing black in this format. And these are decks I tend to like to play, where you just curve out into a bunch of creatures, go wide, and try to trumpet blast your way through. So I think the deck played out pretty sweet. I like any deck that has multiple Squadron Hawks and stuff. And I think our sideboarding was good for this. Played against 3 fairly aggressive decks. This is more of a value deck, but I like how it ended up. We finally trophied out this set, so I can die a happy man, and I hope at the very least you guys enjoyed the draft and the matches. So thanks for watching. As always, my name's Timothy, and I hope you appreciate all the extra content this week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more drafts, and I will see y'all